All right, everybody, thank you again for joining me. Now we're going to show you what the portal is going to look like for an inspector view. So again, you're just going to use the same credentials that you use to log into the application into the portal here. So we'll go ahead and just use Mark as an example again. Once you go to the address listed in the email, which is stage.scoutproportal.com, you'll be brought to this page, put in your credentials, and click the sign in button. Now, once you're in, you're going to see all of the different customers, properties, and inspections that you're specifically assigned to. So you're not going to see the clutter of everybody else's properties, which is really easy. We're going to run through each of these different features and how to go ahead and run through the process of creating a report. But first, let me show you a few things. Down here is how you log out by clicking on your name. You can log out there at any time. There are a few key things within the application that you're going to, or excuse me, the portal that you'll be able to search. So if you have a specific customer that you want to search for, you just go ahead and click on the search button here in the top right corner. And you can start typing in that person's name and you will see them pop up. If you click on Arden's name, you're going to see the customer details. You could edit that information by clicking at it at any time. You could also see the different properties that are associated with that particular person. You can add a property here from the portal by clicking Add Property and entering the new information from that property and clicking Save. If you want to search directly by property instead of looking by person, you can go to the Properties tab and search the property itself. Let's search 123 Way Street. By clicking on this, you're going to see all the information about that property, the photo for that property, as this is the one we're working on, and the different inspections assigned to that specific property. So if you had multiple inspections done here, you would see a list of different inspections for that specific property. Again, you can edit this information at any time or add a new inspection. From the inspection view, it's going to look very similar. You'll be able to refine this in a bit more detail by looking at pending and finished, or looking at specific date ranges here if you want to only see properties during a certain time period. Now, what you'll see here is a add an inspection button to add a new inspection. When adding a new inspection, you're going to choose the date, the time, any notes for the individuals. Then you would link a customer, a property, so one that they have already owned. We know this is the one we actually just did the property on, so you can add another one. And then who will be on site. Again, if there were additional inspectors, there would be a listing here. And then you would hit save. So this was now the new property or inspection that we just created. But let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like now that there's multiple inspections on this property. You're going to see a listing of those different inspections here, and you could always adjust it by looking at a date and time so you can find them a bit easier. Let's go in and take a look at how to move the inspection down the pipeline, so to speak, and finish it to completion for the client. So going into that inspection page, you're going to see the inspectors that were on site listed here, all the property information, the date, the time, any notes. Any of this could be edited at any time by hitting the edit button. If you go to the observations tab, you'll see a full running list of everything that was done on that specific investigation. So you can see the different rooms, the different observations that were collected. You can add anything from the portal at any time, adding a new comment. You can add a new test, even mark a test as completed. Very similar to what we have now. The Documents tab will hold all of your different documents inside. You can filter to only see laboratory results, receipt, invoices, chain of custodies, and always add a document by clicking the plus document here. And that will pull up an option to upload the document directly from your computer and name it whatever you would like. So once you've gone through and taken a look at that, you can also take a look at your running transaction page. Here you can create new invoices, void old invoices, create a pending pay. You can see what's pending still, void this out, whatever you need to do. Voiding it will cancel it and actually put the test back into the queue of tests that need to be collected. So you would only void a transaction. Let's see if somebody canceled, and this would reset essentially the property. Going back to the general informations tab, this is where you can automatically generate a chain of custody from the portal. You would choose the actual ones you want to send, choose a laboratory you want to send it to. This one only has EMSL. This again, you can choose the different options if you wanted to. Let's say this time we actually want to send this to EnviroBiomics. And that's going to send the chain of custody, and you'll be able to see that new chain of custody here sent off to EnviroBiomics. Now, going back to the general information, we've sent all of our chain of custodies. Now it's time to generate a report. By clicking on the Generate the Report tab, this is going to populate and pull everything that was done within the property. So in here is how you'll be able to edit everything. There's no two screens editing now. You can rotate photos, you can delete photos if you want to. You can upload new photos by clicking this button and choosing a photo to upload. You could also refresh that report and it will set it back to what it was before. So no worry on making mistakes. You can always go back. Now, everything in the app is complete, or in this side is completely editable. At any time, you can edit anything that you want throughout the entire document, from client name to owner, to make this more customizable, including information here, right? Delete certain things out. You can put the web address in here. Okay. And here you'll see how the property and report is divided up. This is the only section that cannot be changed because you're going to be able to edit all this at a later date down in the report, so it's reflective of that. You could jump to specific sections by clicking on the buttons over here to go specifically to the cover, the table of contents, the background on the property. Again, everything is completely editable by hitting the edit button at any time and entering any information. Clicking save. All of this is interchangeable. If for some reason you want the background or observation first, you can switch things around. Jumping down to the background, we'll put it back here, or if you want to switch inside of here, the background inside of the inspection investigation, you can do so as well. Going to the observation section, you'll see here, first off, the bathroom area. There's a new flow of how this is going to look. You'll see the room name up top, which can be changed at any time. The observation ID, this is for internal use. If you ever have any errors or issues, we're able to search things by the observation ID issue numbers. And of course, the location can be changed at any time. And here we'll talk about the tests that were collected in that area, the test type, what was sampled, and if the client approved it. Information that was needed by the laboratory and any photos would be listed here. Next would be the observations and considerations for that property. A protocol of X, Y, and Z for the crawl space, because we took a mold air sample down here, would be listed as well. You can add additional text here by hitting plus, and this will open up a new text box, and you can add any additional information or protocols to this that you would feel are necessary. Moving to the next pages. Next section is the specific recommendations for that remediation areas, or you can head back to the different crawl space areas and see these other spaces. It will be listed down as low. Sorry, I went out of order there, guys, and I think I missed what the comment section looked like. So going into Flow to make it easier here, you've got your background. First come the comments, then come what the photos look like in the observations. So here are the observations, the different comments. You can edit these headings of the comments, any issues with the comments as well. You can edit all of the photos by rotating them, adding text, deleting photos from those specific areas. Again, here's going to be the running list of the samples, and then is the protocol. Now, we didn't assign a protocol to this particular area, but if there was one, you can do that. You could also add it at any time if necessary and wanted to do your own on the fly, excuse me. And this will go the same order of operations for each of them. So it goes with, again, comments of what you saw, photos, tests that were collected, and then the protocol for that specific room. Continuing down the list, you can change, again, any of the more boilerplated stuff if you wanted to, overall recommendations or general recommendations. Once you are done going through the report, all you need to do is hit publish. But let's just say we're still waiting on reports. By clicking the save button, it is going to save all of your current information as a draft. And you could come and revisit this when you are ready. So report was successfully saved. We're going to leave this and then come back in to verify this was done. So by going in here and clicking generate report, it's going to pull all the previous saved data. There we go. And you can see that the owner name, which was originally client, was saved. You can see that the information we added in the crawl space, observations, or protocols will all be saved in here as well. So we added this additional areas. Now we got the information back, so we want to add some new notes here. Perfect. And that will be added. Now that we're done, we hit save again. All that information is going to save. Or, as I mentioned, we can just go ahead and click publish. Publish is going to automatically create the actual PDF of the report. The investigation will be available shortly. So you know how on the current system, it's going to load and load until it's done. Now all this gets done in the background. You can move on and work on another report if you want to. Once it's done, it's going to populate in the actual inspection side. So as a finished property, excuse me. So once you go to your inspections, you're going to click on finished, and you're going to see that the report has been generated and the status has been updated to finish. You go into your property, click on documents, and you'll see that the report is here. By clicking this download button, the report will be generated. Table of contents, information about the different people here. All the information that was added is going to be listed as well. The photos, the protocols, the comments, and it's going to go through the whole property. And you get the point. You can download this by clicking the download button, saving it as. Now you'll want to go ahead and add your documents and send this over to the client. You can choose the number of documents you want to send and which documents to send. Click the email button, and this will automatically email to the client. The functionality to email it to others is being worked on. That's not complete yet, but you will have that functionality as well. That's the overview of how to use the application or the web app after you've uploaded a property to the portal. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks so much.